Ndị ba ya kelekwa enu m unu. Asị m ka nke onye chiri ya si alụkwa. Asị n'ụbọchị nketa ya mana na anyị na mma na ihe adị ka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru ya, otu akụ ya dịrị n'ụmụ Igbo. Ise. Ọzọ dị ka ibe ya bụ anyị emekunu mara na ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si wee wetara ya bụ ozi unu je gị n'ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ gbasa maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere ụwa n'azụ n'ala Igbo. Ozi anyị wetara unu ụbọchị nketa bụ according to the Biafran activist. Biafrans Riyadh. Corruption. Nelson Wike may be arrested on arrival for UNGA in New York after FBI received a petition from Osowere. Hear the news in details. All right, one name kabapuni also na Ogwadala no yobra zoliso we kita. Finally, I saw me kuku nuku basta maka ya bife. Finally, aka na mbuga akwa no mmadu ofu aka. Ka nkwusigodo ebe a. Ga before one night wetara no bosi nketa diki ye gia. Dey atani for oku. Over to you, sir.
Yes, when I came, it started here, and I thank God we have been on over the years, and God has been with us. And we will continue to impact life and make Nigeria better. That is the mission.
That's the
no other thing. To make Nigeria better for all of us. Let's imagine a Nigeria where you can go out by 12 midnight on your own, whether you're a man or a woman. You know, you won't be afraid of anything. Where you can go to market, buy things. You still have change in your pocket. In Nigeria, where you have light 25 hours, Esther, is it not possible? Why is it happening abroad and it's not happening here? With the enjoyment be for one person, is it not for everybody? We'll get there in Jesus' name.
Amen. Barrister Darlington, we will definitely get there in Jesus' name. So if you're joining us for the very first time, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and it's time for the evening rush where we look at topical issues across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. Quite interestingly too, we not just look into it, we dissect it. We have a logical comprehension to these issues in a very objective manner. We also look for solutions basically from your reaction and criticism to some of the topic of interest that we're able to put out here. And beyond that as well, you can never tell. They listen, and most of your recommendation could be adhered to, when we talk about issues of national interest and why it is very viable and important for us to consider that it is imperative that government prioritizes the interests of the people who voted them into power, not just necessarily politicking. Barrister Darlington Agumor, I'm sure you're very aware of what recently transpired with Omoyele Sowore and Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike, basically from the information that we have gathered, the United States of America has issued a warning to corrupt Nigerian officials, especially the politicians, that they will never grant them any visa. And this is coming. This is basically coming after Omoyele Sowore petitioned a court in Florida concerning and reeling out Nyesom Wike's dates, houses he bought through his wife and his sons. And you know how his wife is part of the appeal court judges, so it's quite funny how she's also part of all that. And then he actually said on national television that the wife is an American citizen, his children is an American citizen, so they can get properties of their choice. And he was very confident. And then later he said that he has a very tough skin. People can say whatever they want to say. He doesn't care. He's used to critics. What would you say to this?
My dear, look, this particular reaction is the worst of it. If we don't have a corrupt government, should that man still be in office by now, Esther? No, on a more serious note, if we don't have a corrupt government, I remember somebody going to Brazil to tell us that there's no more corruption in Nigeria. This is a very clear case before you, Esther. They say we should not do this, we should not do that, but they will force us. They will force us to say those things because we cannot avoid it. What Wike said now, should he still be the Minister of Federal Capital Territory? Is it not supposed to be there? The people that appointed him, what are they doing? What are they saying? Tell me. You mean later somebody will not say that this person is corrupt, EFCC is go after him, Abi? You cannot be shading some people and then asking EFCC to go after some people. You are not fighting corruption. You are not. This is a clear case of corruption. Looking at you in the face openly. And because of this, now look at the reaction from US. If you think they are joking, go there now. Anybody that think that US is joking, let them go there.
Oh, the vice president was the one who went to represent the president at the recent ongoing Unga. A lot of persons have been attributing several things to it. Is there anything in particular why? Some people say if Unga was being held in France, the president would have gone himself. But now that it's being held, and that he had to send his vice, could it just be that the president just returned from a travel and so he felt the vice should go?
Look, I was thinking that before now, if there is any place the president should have been frequenting, it should be US to learn democracy, because that's where we copied it. These other places have been going around. What is it impacting on us? What are we getting? Nothing. He should have been going to the US frequently to learn things about this democracy, because apparently he is not learning. Seriously, the way he's acting and behaving, it leaves more to be deserved. I'm not joking. Now with this thing that happened now, Esther, please, will somebody come and tell me tomorrow that he's fighting corruption? No, those that are supporting this administration, where are you now? Where are you? Step forward to come and tell me how they have performed excellently well. This is a clear case, because tomorrow all of us will forget. Esther, we are going to forget tomorrow that something like this happened. Look at the man still talking. He even posted that if he wanted, they would have extended the state of emergency in Rivers State. So, who is now the president of Nigeria? Esther, who is now the president of Nigeria? Because most times when we try to avoid a certain controversy, they will force us into it. How can this type of thing be going on and Nigeria will not pretend as if nothing happened? Who is not the president of Nigeria that Wike will be boasting that if he wanted, he would have extended the state of emergency? Please, who declared state of emergency?
But you know that Donald Trump is also going through his own issues as well. You know that very recently he actually signed a decree that anyone who burns the American flag will definitely be sent to jail. A U.S. veteran took the American flag, went in front of the White House, stayed there and burnt it, trying to prove a point. They've been calling Donald Trump autocratic. They said he's been passing laws recently that's too stringent. They're also calling him a racist, one who is going into the whole white demography thingy, white supremacy and all of that. And these are some tendencies that some Nigerians are accusing the president of. So it's almost like what you're accusing the president of is what the Donald Trump is. So why should anyone be concerned?
So because Donald Trump have committed infamy in America, therefore we should follow suit, Abi? No, hold on. Donald Trump, because he has goofed in America, therefore we too, we must follow him. After following him now, why not travel there to go and thank him? Yes, use this hunger to go and thank him that he's doing so well. Look, let us not copy what is wrong. Donald Trump is trying to reinvent America. However he wants to do it, doesn't concern us. Let him sort out himself with Americans.
No, but you said something now that you'd have preferred Tinubu travels to the US so he will learn democracy, because that's the democracy we're copying. I'm trying to let you know the current state of democracy in America.
Oh my God. Esther,
under Donald Trump.
The institutions in America are bigger than Donald Trump.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? The institutions in America, in fact, in the next 1 million years, they will be stronger than any American president. That is a fact. That's the truth. Most of the things Donald Trump wanted to do, has he done them? The institutions stopped him. Look at that veteran who went in front of White House. Esther, can you go close to Aso Rock to do that kind of thing? No, tell me the truth. Can anybody allow you to enter in Aso Rock and do what a U.S. veteran did? It's not possible. So, while we are trying to blame Donald Trump, look at where he's coming. It is left for the Americans to say yes or no. In fact, if not that Donald Trump is coming for the last time, I don't think they would have allowed him to come the second time. Well, yes, I don't think so.
You don't think it was a voice of the
people? They
never
thought that he would go this bad. The man came back with vengeance. That's the truth.
Wike reportedly acquired the multi-million-dollar foreign properties in the name of his wife, Justice Ebarachi Suzette Nyesom Wike, a 7th judge of Nigeria's Court of Appeal. Further facts reveal that the duo have also obtained the United States quitclaim deed, transferring the properties to their children. In the country's law, quitclaim deed is one of the simplest property transfer documents in U.S. real estate law that enables owners of properties to transfer such ownership to their children. So according to a series of posts that went via Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter, Omoyele Sowore, who is considered an activist and a former presidential candidate, said the acquisitions were through questionable means, claiming that the properties were shared amongst Wike's children, amounting to concealment of ownership and laundering of stolen funds. So it says that. Well, let me read out what Sowore said. It says, it turns out that international thief has 3 different properties in Winter Springs, Florida. All of them were hidden under the name of his wife, who also serves as a Court of Appeal judge in Nigeria, and shared out to his children. So he accused the minister of trafficking proceeds of crime. So apparently, when he gave all his breakdown, I don't want to read all the things that he wrote there because they were quite derogatory, and we don't want anybody to start suing or whatever that we're promoting any form of slander or defamation. Nyesom Wike is yet to respond to all of this. Larry Olayinka, the spokesperson to Nyesom Wike, has really not said anything. The only thing he said the last time was that Omoyele Sowore is a rabble rouser, likes to make noise, just distract people from issues, bedeviling the polity and all whatnot. And his response was actually too light-hearted compared to how any other person would have. For example, Peter Obi, while wishing the president, the first lady, a happy birthday, he said, we are finished. That's what he started it with. And up to today, up till now, there have been a lot of lambasting from every nook and cranny, and I'm surprised that we're not seeing such with what Omoyele Sowore did towards Nyesom Wike, or Nyesom Wike's supporters and responders towards all of these information that had been reeled out.
You know, Esther, let me tell you a story that will link us with Sowore and what he's doing.
Okay.
Whenever the Pope want to canonize or give out a sainthood to somebody, maybe a cardinal or somebody, you know what? After reading all the good things this man have done and all that, they will now invite another well educated cardinal who is well schooled in the things of religion, you know, the history, everything. You know what this particular person does? That is the person they call the devil's advocate. No, seriously, listen.
Okay.
This man will come and say all the bad things that this man have done that will not warrant the Pope to canonize him. You know, at times he may be saying the truth, but at the end of the day, the Pope will have his way. Now, Sowore is doing this thing, but the question is, with all this expose, what will come out of it? Wike is still on seat, Esther.
Exactly.
He's still on seat.
No investigation.
You guys want
Because of this, you know, the US has said we are not going to give any visa to corrupt politicians. We don't know. They always say that. I think Anjima talked about
leave
it
those
this
people,
evening.
Jared. They are not even better. Whenever money exchange now, they will water it down. After all, they've been talking of releasing some documents since Adam and Eve. Yet, no document has been released. By the time another president will come in, they will brush all those things aside. And will now start all over again. The US is not helping those who needed help. They can only help you if you are going to do their bidding, play ball and all that. That is why they are not harsh on some dictators all over the world. I'm telling you, look at Saudi Arabia. All these countries that human rights is zero. Zero tolerance. So why are they hiding some and then trying to highlight others? Why are they fighting Venezuela? Why are they fighting what's it called, these other countries? When were the people they're supposed to be fighting, they're not fighting them?
President, a joint team of security operatives ran into the ambush of armed assailants, initially leaving 3 personnel confirmed dead and 8 others missing. The team consisted of officers from Operation Zenda, the Benue State Civil Protection Guard, and the Special Intervention Squad. Now, the reports indicated that these 2 policemen and one of the operatives were killed in an encounter, while 8 policemen were declared missing. Well, the chairman of Katsina Ala local government area, Dr. Justin Shaku, confirmed today in Makodi that the bodies of the 8 missing officers had been recovered. It brings a total number of officers killed to 11 to 10 policemen and 1 BSCPG operative. Shaku said that the Benue State Police Commissioner Ifeanyi Eminari was on ground to coordinate the response. Barrister, we've been saying onslaught on security operatives by these terrorists, and it feels like I don't know what is going on.
Esther.
Why are we not putting a strategic clamp down on these guys?
Oh my God.
Do you know now this policeman will be afraid to be conscripted to certain areas where there is volatility?
If the military are now afraid and running away from, who is it? The policemen that will go? Esther, you can see how bad the things have gotten into. When they were pampering these people here, I used to say it. I have shouted from the rooftop about this insecurity, that something is going on. And I've done my analysis, and nobody have come to counter it. Esther, something is going on. I'm not joking. Something is definitely going on. Let me tell you, when the government want to divert attention from the real issues, this type of thing will be happening. And they will use it as an excuse. Remember, when George Bush Jr. was failing in his presidency, opinion poll was giving him thumbs down. Then 9/11 came up. The American president and all the security, they were aware. George Bush Jr. was aware of 9/11. He was briefed, but he kept quiet. He was looking the other side. He wanted it to happen, so that it will now divert attention from him to to the terrorists. Deliberately, the American security agents would have stopped 9/11 if George Bush Jr. had given his nod. But he deliberately wanted it to happen so that it will divert attention from the lackluster administration he was giving to Americans. If you are doubting me, go and read that documentary. Thank God it's a free society. That documentary titled Fahrenheit 9/11. Anybody Google it and go through that documentary. See what was said about George Bush and what he did. And of course, he succeeded. Because throughout that period, everybody forgot that George Bush didn't know what he was doing in office. And then they wanted to use it to, they have an ammunition factory, the Bush family, and they started selling their arms. Esther, you can see that these things, apparently, they are equally similar. There is a reason why the federal government of Nigeria is keeping quiet over this insecurity. Don't deceive yourself. The people that are dying does not matter. As long as they succeed in what they are trying to do or what they have done already. Can't you see it? The whole of those areas in the north where there is insecurity, did you see any economy going on there? Did you see any life going on there? It's all about insecurity. It has become so bad that the terrorists are now warning the federal government that, look, if you kill one of us, just be ready. So with this kind of behavior, please, don't you think that the people in those areas, they will not be more afraid of the security of the terrorists than the federal government and their You can see, because those people, I can say that they are ungoverned areas. Terrorists are now occupying those areas. They are now a government of their own in those areas. Esther, openly, these people came out and they were brandishing guns, threatening the federal government of Nigeria, and nobody have said anything. And when somebody cough somewhere down here, you will see how everybody will come out and say, why did you cough so loud? Do you want to give us TB? The people that are giving us cancer, they are not talking about them. So Nigeria have gone to that level, all because of what? Selfish interests of leaders. Esther, selfish interests of leaders. Because if you are a leader and you swore to protect life and property, this cannot be happening under your watch.
Sure.
It cannot be happening. So ab initio, you never wanted to come and rule. You just want to answer a very big name, so that when the numbers are being counted, your name will be counted. But what did you achieve in office?
President,
what did you achieve?
In Nigeria, corruption is not a side story. It is the main plot. I'm
telling you, if you are not corrupt, then you are not part of this.
From billion-dollar oil scams to forged certificates and ghost contracts, there is a compendium of high-profile corruption cases that are yet to be solved.
Of course.
We had the Diazani Alison Madueke case of $20 billion fraud. We have Professor Adesonya Iola Adelekon, Bola Fasasi, and Macmillan Nigeria Publishers with $922 million fraud. We have Abayomi Kukoyi, Kingsley Okpala, Prince Chidi Okpaleze, and Prince Emmanuel Okpaleze of 2.556 billion euros. There is Olu Agunloye of $6 billion Mambila hydroelectric plant fraud. There is Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, and 4 others of $2.1 billion arms fund diversion trial. There is Sadia Umar Farouk of 729 billion naira account for payments to poor Nigerians. Just like now, we are hearing 320 billion naira under Wale Edun to very poor Nigerians, and we have not seen testimonials about. There is also Ahmed Idris of 109 billion naira fraud. There's Yahaya Bello, the former Kogi state governor, 80.2 billion naira and 110 billion naira fraud, if there are no others. These are just what the EFCC told us, where Oloyede told us that if he's not prosecuted, he will resign. We're wondering why that has not happened. There is Ngozi Juliet Olejeme of 1.38 billion naira and 48.5 million dollars. There's Saleh Maman, 33.8 billion naira money laundering scandal. There's Murotala Nyako and ORS, 29 billion naira fraud. There's Darius Dixon Ishako, an annual of 27 billion naira fraud. Francis Atuche, 25.7 billion naira fraud. Emanuela Eteta Ita, 25.7 billion naira fraud. Bashiru Yuguda and ORS, 23.338 billion naira fraud. Adeshola Amusu and ORS, 21 billion naira fraud. Abdullahi Adamu, 15 billion naira diversion of public funds. Ali Bello and Daudu Suleiman, 10 billion naira fraud. Patrick Akpolokemi, ex-DG Nimasa, 8.5 billion naira fraud. Senator Stella Odua, 7.9 billion naira fraud. Senator Oji Uzokalu, 7.6 billion naira money laundering scam. Captain Everest Naj and Victor Wadili, $5 million fraud. Ayodele Fahishe, 6.9 billion naira money laundering, although the court has actually cleared him of it. Ismaila Mustafa, known as Momfa, 5.9 billion naira money laundering. Hadi Abubakar Sirika and ORS, now 5.8 billion naira fraud. I'm wondering how Hadi Sirika is still working. Like, that guy is still working freely. We're not hearing about his case anymore. After the first time he was invited by the EFCC for questioning, we've not heard from Hadi Sirika anymore.
Very soon, Esther, very soon, you will know the reasons for keeping quiet over this money that the federal government of Nigeria is aware, and the corporates are walking about free. Very soon, I'm not joking, because when somebody want to carry out some actions in Nigeria, especially those at the top, they normally do something. They gather a lot of people, corrupt people around them who will support them in their bid for whatever they want to do. Let me tell you another thing. When Obasanjo, who is not denying, wanted third term, what did he do? He started the constituency project allowance. He was the one that started it. First, he started by sourcing out a residential apartment of lawmakers that whenever they go, they can buy it and take it as their own instead of renting and all that. These are the things Obasanjo did in office. This constituency allowance is never anywhere in our constitution. He started it by inducing the lawmaker because they are the ones.
Obasanjo started it.
Yes.
He's been lamenting lately.
Hold on, no. That's what I'm telling you. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
These are the things that they do after they will forget, and Nigerians will forget. He did that thing because of third term. Because it is the lawmaker that will approve and sign it into law. That was what he used to induce them. Unfortunately, Nnamani and Atiku made it to backfire. Because the day they wanted to vote,
they brought a higher.
Oh my God! They brought AIT to come and cover it, so that you will see the conspirators in the. When they allow all of them set back, nobody voted again, and that was what killed that thing.
No, I heard that they now brought higher the amount that he proposed.
Yes,
to counter his own.
Yes, he brought what's it called? Ghana must go money and gave it to Naba to spread it. Good.
Brought more.
Good. If you now know this story, you now know why Obasanjo hated Atiku. Esther, that was the genesis of hatred against Atiku. For Nigerians who don't know, Atiku is not the worst corrupt human being. Forget about what they are saying. When you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. If the truth be told, if you check between Atiku and Obasanjo, you don't need to be told who is more corrupt. Ajokuta Steel Company is not working out today because of who? The same Obasanjo. The day the Russian builders of that steel company we are to take over to revamp that place. Obasanjo cancelled the contract because he wanted to give it to his own son. That was the end of the matter. Nigerians are not aware of this, but every time he'll be writing book trying to clean himself.
Barrister, if all these monies are recouped,
so
don't you think that
Esther,
we will not need to tax ordinary Nigerians to make money, to get money for infrastructure and economic development?
I just told you now, listen and listen good. This money and these people, they are part of the full soldiers that will support what is to come.
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking, no. They are the ones that will now support what they are aiming at, which will definitely come. Because if you have done 99, what is 100? These people with these corrupt baggages all over the place, they are the ones that will now form a ring around what is to happen later. You will see the first line of defense, the second line of defense, the third line of defense, the fourth line of defense, the fifth line of defense. Esther, how can you penetrate all this before you get to the actual defense? You can see that this thing has been orchestrated and planned. It's not a joke. Because what an elder sees sitting down, a young man that climbed the Koti may not see it too. I thank God that all the things we predicted before 2020 is coming to pass. But initially they shouted all down. That somebody is the one who created democracy, he knows everything, this and that, kiniko. Look at it. Look at it. Just a little power. Look at where we are now. They have collected everything. They have collected the power from everybody. And you think that the person that is doing it for nothing, Abi? Look, of all the things Aerofy said, you see this one, he said, that is the end game. Because some people wouldn't want to leave office because of what they have done. If you check most African leaders, that is the burn of their leadership. When they look back and see what they have done, they say, if I leave office now, these people will see all these things too, and I'll be in trouble.
So I want to stay there.
Yes, now
to make sure that all those tracks are
go and ask for Biya. Go and ask Museveni of Uganda. And we are telling Nigerians that is what we are going to see, whether you like it or not.
But why are you predicting that?
I am not predicting because I've seen it.
The presidency has come to debunk the statement made by Aerofy that Tinubu may want to go beyond 2031.
Oh my God. Esther.
Sir?
Were you not told here that there is no more corruption in Nigeria?
Yes.
What happened?
The president was telling them in Brazil
so
that there is no more corruption in Nigeria.
That statement, is it a fact?
Maybe it's information that was given to him by those who surround him.
No, because even while he was in Brazil, Wike Gate was all over the world.
Is it possible that the president was not aware of the Wike Gate?
But he was aware of little things that is happening here, Abi.
What little things? Because he told us that the whole situation with Fuba and River State emergency, that he did not know that there are 40 lawsuits. So it's possible that he doesn't know that there is corruption. Maybe the aides and those close to him say corruption is scared of the country, and
again, Esther, again. You believe that nobody knew there was no problem in Rivers before they imposed a state of emergency. But this insecurity did not that the northern leaders as a whole, northern people as a whole have begged him to bring a state of emergency. He didn't hear that one, Abi.
But Barrister, if Buhari did not put a state of emergency in the northern states, is it the president Tinubu that you want to actually declare a state of emergency in northern states?
Then you can see it. When we say that some people are not what they claim to be, you can see it. A man who went outside, he went to work in front of his house at the bus stop. The bus conductor, because of change and all that, they started fighting, and the conductor beat the man hell out of his head. The man now staggered home. And when the innocent wife asked him, my darling, what happened? Who did this to you? Out of anger, the man now pounced on the wife and started beating the woman. Just for asking him. The conductor that beat him at the bus stop, he didn't beat back. He came back to the wife. What does that tell you? Is that man a man? How do you describe a coward? No, tell me. River State, that was as peaceful as anything, you impose state of emergency.
Well,
But in somewhere, where terrorists are now pointing a gun at your face and asking, what can you do? Please go, let's talk another thing. Is that not enough for you to even get mad? Can you imagine?
It's the brazenness of the whole thing.
Imagine.
The recent peace meeting that they had with these guys.
Please.
They were with their arms and ammunition. They gave conditions that they should not kill them. And after telling and addressing them what they wanted, and then they released those that were captive, with them, they left with their weapons. And they said it's a way of, so long as there can be peace in the community. Barrister, who are the persons sponsoring these guys?
Well, I don't know, Esther. As I sit here now, I don't know, but I have an idea.
Do you know the reason why Nigerians are complaining of poverty is because of insecurity?
Of course.
People can't go to their
farmlands.
Of course,
they can't
have access to their farmlands. There's no food.
No food.
Food becomes inaccessible, and those
Not
who can
only
farm
farmland.
become quite expensive.
Not only farmland. Other things you're supposed to do, you can't do them.
Barrister, do you know we're running a sachet economy?
What are you telling me?
Everything is in sachet. Do you know, what do they call that thing? That bitter something, bitter liquid. Chelsea, or what they call that, whatever. I don't want to call their brand names or something. Everything is now in sachet. Sanitary parts is now in sachet. Beverages in sachet. Detergent in sachet. Vegetable oil is now in
that's
sachet.
What you can afford,
Dairy
Esther.
milk and sugar is now in sachet. We're running a sachet economy.
That is what people
can no
afford.
longer afford to buy bulk. Barrister, if you want to buy
Fresh,
yam, if you don't have 5,000
they will
or
soon
6,000 naira to buy it, no, they will not. They will
cut it.
Yes,
They'll cut it and package it. Yes,
the
so that
back
you
of
buy
yam that people used to use to give their animals, like goats or whatever, you cannot even waste it anymore. People are recycling food that they usually use for goats and whatever dogs. People recycle it now. Maize chaff is now a meal, is a proper meal. It's now a proper meal. The back of plantains, before you dispose it, people don't dispose it anymore. They dry it off and blend it, and they take it to all these millers, and it becomes powder form for people to use to eat food. It has become like that. Why are these issues not being addressed?
It will never be addressed because that is the part of the game plan.
The game plan to impoverish. How do you be in charge of a country that you deliberately impoverish?
Exactly, because the more people are poor, the more they cannot know or even challenge what is going on.
President Darlington, there is an accountability deficit. A major accountability deficit. Since 2024, the website where you can access how much money was used, monies approved and used by the government of the day, has not been updated.
Of course.
Do you think it's deliberate? Why nobody gets to trace how they use this money?
Meanwhile, they set up a compliance and good governance office. So I hope you know. There is such an office, and there's an essay on that office. So
ebumana egenti edaluli ne nkunu siwe na nunum obosi nketa na Eastern News 24 beba isiwe weturu nyabu nnukwu ozi gbasata maka ya bife na emenu kefi were ku gbasata maka ya bife ndị weturu n'ụbọchị nketa n'iru akwụkwọ kemesi